It was calling for a little bit of rain in the forecast today. Huh? Yeah. Somewhere up there about halfway up it, around, you know, in between them laterals. David's gonna try to set a rope up there high on that longest leader that goes out to the right. I'm gonna try to set a rope up there, that way I can, as I go up, tie these limbs off and they'll swing out here away from the tree. That way I don't have to set that X-ring on every limb. I try to use those friction savers every time, really, because it really saves your rope, man. See, I invested in some new rope. I needed to, so I try to protect it at all costs. When you go around a natural crotch up there, this thing gets so much friction on it and it'll burn your ropes up, makes your rope real hard, and it just lessens the integrity. So safety is our #1 priority. Oh, there goes the ball. Oh, good throw for the first throw, man. All right, so one thing is, it is very important as you go up that I've learned that if you're going to be delimbing this little stuff as you go up, always, well, this is an old cut right here. Look, they cut that thing way too flush. But as you're going up, trimming and removing, always cut these off flush. You don't want to leave stubs. If you leave stubs, whatever you're roping above you will get caught up here almost every time, and it becomes overwhelmingly frustrating for you to be 60 feet above it and the limbs hanging here on this stub 15-20 foot above the ground. So it's just really aggravating. So I'm just cleaning it up as I go, getting ready to get to some of these here. And you always want to inspect stuff as you go. This is no concern at all to me. This is another example of a bad malpractice limb removal. See how they cut it up flush? I always talk about leaving a stub past the branch collar. That branch collar is very important. That's what helps it compartmentalize. When you cut it past the branch collar, see, they pretty much flush cutted it. It cannot compartmentalize fast enough and it will start decaying, which is what I tell every one of my clients, because it's true. Here's another example of just not good for the overall stem. Perfect. Perfect. Good job. Good job. He's going to cut it as it comes down. Little process here. Little process here. But it's going. I'm almost at the top. That's good. That X-ring helps a lot. It takes another couple seconds setting it up, but I'll be able to catch this limb from there too. I got a little bit of slack in it like that to get it away from me. You know, if I'd have rung this up tight and put this up here, it'd have been all right here on my feet. So just kind of things you learn over time. I learned how to climb. I started doing tree work in the summer of 2007 after I graduated high school. Of course, I didn't start climbing immediately. it was probably another year or so before I started climbing. I got put on a climbing crew for maintaining transmission lines. So what you'd have to do there is you'd go in behind those big giraffe trimmer machines and you'd have to climb 110 foot to get 3 or 4 limbs of overhang that the machine couldn't reach. So that's really how I learned how to climb, was straight up, straight down. Yep. I think the biggest thing for people is, one, the heights. I mean, you know, it does get kind of eerie sometimes. There is a good thing, is a healthy fear. Healthy fear keeps you alive. But there's this thing just about the height, getting up here and being able to see everything. Well, we're really not even all that high right here, but I think that kind of spooks people, freaks people out. And then learning how to trust your equipment so you're not having to hold on to the tree all the time. And that one takes some time. That really does. That takes a lot of time and just a lot of tree hours being up here just doing it and learning how to just move around and do everything fluently, yeah, whatever that word is. Let's see. I consider myself that good at it, but I may not be giving myself enough credit. I try to be humble. I see other guys that can do it a lot faster. I am extremely peculiar and extremely safe, so that may cost me a little bit of time, but it actually gains me time in the long run. But I don't mind. I don't like doing it as much as I used to, but I can do it. Certainly can. And I feel like you kind of have to be able to call yourself a true tree guy. That's just my opinion. There's different forms of tree guys, but being able to actually do the work helps. Got it. All right, right here, I'm making sure to come. While ago, I almost went over my rope and tied this off. That would have, boom, pinched me down. So that's another thing, is just being on hooks. And to you guys that climb, I'm not talking to y'all. There's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. This is just the way I skin my cats. And I'm talking to the audience that is interested in doing this or just enjoys learning about it. That's who I'm talking to, not the ones that already know. Lord knows we can know so much we can't learn nothing else sometimes. So, there we go. Yep, now it'll go like that other one did. It'll be under my lifeline and it'll go right over there. All right, yep. Give him the old yep and let him get a hold of his rope. I'm gonna come right in here. Rick! Yes, sir. That's a wrap on that one. All right.
Yeah, it looks like the recording stopped already.
Okay. Let's get my time lapse on my phone back, I guess. Up and down, baby, up and down. There we go. It'll go now. Oh yeah, it'll go easy now. With minimal damage. Ain't that right? Whew. Yeah, a lot of tree. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. Yes, sir.